Good morning, children. Today we are going to study a new chapter, Forms of Business, chapter number 2, Sole Proprietorship. So, chapter number 2, Forms of Business. There are basically 4 forms of business which we will study in this chapter. The first one is sole proprietor, then joint Hindu family business, partnership, cooperative society, and joint stock company. So basically there are 5 forms of business which a businessman or which a person can do it. These 5 forms of business are, I am repeating, sole proprietorship, joint Hindu family business, partnership, cooperative, and joint stock company. One by one we will study all these. First, sole proprietor. So sole proprietorship, what is sole proprietorship? A business which is owned and managed and controlled by the single individual. If a single individual is managing the business, if the single individual is owning the business, and if the single individual is controlling the business, then that type of business is called the sole proprietor business. Very good example is a shopkeeper near your house, a kirana store near your house, a cloth shop near your house. All these are basically the sole proprietor which is owned, managed and controlled by a single individual. That shopkeeper is the recipient of all the profit and bears all the risk of the business. And so he is called the sole proprietor. Now what are the features of the sole proprietor? First is formation and closure. So there are basically 6 features of the sole proprietor: formation and closure, unlimited liability, sole risk bearer and profit recipient, control, no separate entity, lack of business continuity. First one, formation and closure. There is hardly any legal formalities required to start a sole proprietor business. Closure of business is also very easy. So to start a sole proprietor, it is very easy. No legal formalities are required. No legal procedures are required to open a sole proprietor business. That is a shopkeeper's business. It is very, very easy to even close the business. Thus the formation is also easy and the closure of the business is also very easy. Now come to the unlimited liability. Unlimited liability, in case of loss and repayment of debt, personal property of the owner can also be used if the assets of the firm are insufficient. If the business is under loss and if there is need to close the business, then to fulfill all the liabilities, the owner have to sell his house also. So the liability of the sole proprietor is unlimited. Means if there is the loss in the business, if there is any liability of the business, the owner will have to sell his house even to fulfill those liabilities. This is called unlimited liabilities. Then third is sole risk bearer and profit recipient. So in sole proprietor firm, whole risk is borne by the single individual. In sole proprietor, a single individual is bearing the risk of the whole business, and because of this he is personally liable for all the losses and all the profits of the business. So for all the losses he is personally liable, and for all the profit he is a single or the sole receiver. Now fourth one is control of the business. The sole proprietor firm is owned, managed and controlled by a single individual. All the decisions are taken by him solely. So he is the only person, the sole proprietor is the only person who takes all the decisions of the business. Now the fifth one is no separate entity. A sole proprietor firm has no legal identity. I have told you that there is no legal formality required to run the business. So there is no legal identity apart from the owner. So owner is the main legal liability and there is no other. So it has no legal identity. Owner is everything, and as a result, the owner is held responsible for all the activities of the business. Owner is responsible for all the profit and loss of the business and all the activities of the business also. Now the last one is lack of business continuity. Since the owner and the business are same, therefore death, insanity, imprisonment, physical ailment or bankruptcy of the sole trader will affect the continuity of the business. So if there is the death of the owner, if there is insanity of the owner, if there is imprisonment, if anything, for everything the owner will be liable. If there is bankruptcy, anything happens in the business, the whole liability will go to the owner, and there is lack of continuity. If the owner will die, then the business will also be closed. Nobody will be able to run the business. Now these were the features. Now come to the merits. What are the merits of the sole proprietorship? Basically there are 5 merits. First is quick decision making. Sole proprietor enjoys freedom of making business decisions. Sole proprietor is the owner of the business. He is the main decision maker of the business. Thus, he can capitalize on market opportunity by taking quick decisions. So, whatever decision he has to take, he can quickly take, and then he can capitalize or make the business under profit according to his decisions. Second is secrecy of information. Sole trader is not expected to share his business decision and secrets with anybody. So the owner of the shop, owner of the sole proprietor, does not require to share his business to the public or anyone. While in the company form of business, the company has to share his business to the public because public have invested in the company. So here he can maintain the secrecy of the business and also his decision making. Then third is direct incentives. Direct relationship between the effort and reward provides the maximum incentive to the sole trader to work hard. So whatever he is earning for himself, which always motivates the sole proprietor to work more and more and earn the money. So personally he gets the satisfaction by working for himself. Now easy to form and close, I have explained you that sole proprietorship is very easy to open, no legal formality is required and very easy to close also. The next topic is what are the limitations or demerits of the sole proprietor. So limitations, limited resources are there. So in such type of business, funds are limited to the owner's personal savings. So the fund is provided by the owner, so whatever is saving of the owner, that is only the investment in the business, and his borrowing capacity is also very less. So there is a limited fund resources, and moreover the bank also hesitate to give a long-term fund to the sole proprietor. The second is limited life of the business. Illness, death or insolvency of the proprietor affects the business and can lead to the closure of the business. Since sole proprietor is whole and soul, he is everything of the business. So the illness, death or insolvency of the proprietor may bring the business to the closure. Now unlimited liability, I have already explained you that in unlimited liability he is totally liable for the business. If there is any liability or loans of the business, the person has to sell his house and fulfill the liability of the business. So unlimited liability is there. This is the third demerits or limitations of the sole proprietor. And the last one is limited managerial ability. The owner has to assume the responsibility of varied managerial tasks such as purchasing, selling, financing, etc. So the owner is everything. He does all the work of the business, and in business there are purchasing, selling, financing. All the work is done by the sole proprietor only. He cannot afford to employ experts because he is not earning so much money. He cannot be an expert in all the aspects of the business. Therefore, certain tasks could not be performed by him in an optimum manner. So since he is not expert in everything, he cannot perform all the aspect, that is marketing, finance, banking, everything, purchasing, everything of the business perfectly with full expertise. everything he has to do. So this business has limited managerial ability also. Today only this much. Thank you.